Love may have been in the air on Tuesday night at Lynchburg College, but I don't know how much of it was on the basketball court. Tremendous respect, though, between two head coaches, Susan Dunagan, the legendary Roanoke coach, and Abby Pyzik, head coach of the Hornets. Lynchburg gets a win 72-53 as they inch closer and closer to a 7 seed, maybe, in the ODAC tournament, which gets underway on Thursday of next week at the Salem Civic Center. After the game, I talked to Carly Greenleaf, 3 of 6 from behind the arc, finished with 18 points, tied for a game high. I asked her what went right and more here on the Sports Buffet podcast.
Obviously, I would say a lot went right tonight. What was the game plan coming in?
We just knew that to make it to the tournament, this was like a big game for us, and we really needed it. So game plan was just to win and to use our length because we are such a big team.
Talk about when you got hot, because it seemed like you were getting some, more open looks than I've seen lately from you.
I really wasn't. I was just playing. Like I really wasn't thinking about it. And when I think about it, it's when I miss. But I was just shooting it. My teammates were setting great screens, like getting me open. So it's really their screens.
Y'all got up by like 18, 19, then it got back down to like 11, then it got back up to 18, 19. Talk about that moment. What happened when y'all kind of lose focus or what?
We started to slow down. We making stupid mistakes, and I'm pretty sure Coach called a timeout. We got back together, and we were like, we cannot lose this game. Like refuse to lose, and got it back. Obviously,
the easy answer is going to be Shannon Allan, but who impressed you tonight?
Shannon. Roz actually stepped up, hit a couple threes. Shea Kelly was hitting threes. Katie Reeves, everyone was making their shots tonight, it seemed like.
Talk about the will to win, because, I look back, like, at the end of December, I think you guys were, like, 1-7,
yeah.
But it seems like a totally different club since then.
Yeah. Really, we just, something happened. Over winter break, we just clicked, and, we were realizing we were heading to the point of not making the tournament, and that's just unacceptable for us. Like, we couldn't even imagine. We realized we had to win. Our practices got more intense, our focus, raised up, and we just got it done.
Do you feel it was a playing click or a bonding click or what?
I think it was a little of both. Once our bonding got there, the play just was naturally just happened.
One more game left, WNL, before the tournament. Talk about what you guys need to do in that one.
Again, we need to use our length. We're a big team. We need to, stop Becca Bolton and Meg Ingram and, just play our game. Don't get into their game.
Congratulations on W.
Thank you.
After talking to Carly Greenleaf, I talked to Shannon Allan. Allan had a double-double in the first half, ended up fouling out, but still secured 18 points, 15 boards, 7 assists, only 3 assists away from a triple-double. I asked the freshman Allan what she thought of her team's performance and her performance as well here on the Sports Buffet podcast.
For being Valentine's Day, I was in love with your game there for a while tonight. Talk about what you felt you had going right.
I thought we worked it in possession. We didn't take quick shots, and we definitely got post touches, which was important.
Did you feel like you were in the zone kind of late in the first half?
Yes, and late in the first half, yeah. Definitely.
For somebody who doesn't know what the zone is, talk about when you get in the zone, what do you see out there?
My high school coach used to say zones are Swiss cheese. It has a lot of holes in it. So, and I like to drive, so I take that advantage.
Does that basket get bigger too, to where you can't miss?
Yeah.
And really, it seemed like a lot of shots. Every shot you took there late, I thought was going to go in because a lot of them were popping in and out. But,
yeah.
Your teammates too, I thought, did a great job tonight helping feed you the ball. Talk about them.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever any shot went up, we got offensive rebounds, and we definitely dominated the boards. And we played as a team tonight, definitely.
Who impressed you that from your team that most people maybe wouldn't notice just because their point total wasn't extremely high?
I'd have to say Rosalind Alexander. She always keeps her head up, even if her shot isn't falling perfectly that night. She always keeps shooting, and she's very consistent with that.
We can all read, and the standings were what the standings were coming into this game, and I think everybody knew this was a big one. How much pressure did you all feel to win this one?
It wasn't so much pressure. It was kind of like we lost the last game and we felt like we shouldn't have, and we kind of wanted a vengeance with that, and we came out with fire. So we definitely proved ourselves this game. We made a statement.
You got one left before the tournament starts with WNL. What do you want to see out of your group in that game?
The same thing that we played and how we played the first time we played WNL. like a lot of teamwork and just working together, really.
I talked with Carly, and I think you guys are like 1-7 as we ended the calendar year of 2011, and then since then 7-7, but easily could be a lot more than that.
Right.
What's the difference?
I think our chemistry has stepped up, and we're working as a team more, and everything's clicking on the court, really.
Was there, like a bonding session, or was there something that really turned it over the holiday?
I mean, I guess it's being the only team on campus, for a good solid 3 or 4 weeks. So, I mean, that's definitely being here over Christmas break and doing nothing but basketball.
Congrats on the W.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people talk about how much Eastern Mennonite lost on the men's side. Well, Roanoke may have lost just as much, if not more, on the women's side. Maroons really rebuilding. Susan Dunagan, she's going to have them back on top. Trust me, it's going to happen sooner than later. I talked to her after the game to get her thoughts on the tilt with the Hornets.
Talk about what went right first. What do you feel good about with your team tonight?
Well, at this point, I'm not quite sure what, but being able, I think, by coming back some in the second half, not totally throwing the towel in. Some of them kept the energy level up. Some of them found a way to get there. Some of them were getting on the floor, but for loose balls. But we were shying away. We were like we've not even seen this situation before. But Lynchburg played us tough. Lynchburg was there. They hit every shot that they threw up, I think. And a credit to them. But maybe if we had a hand in their face, right, it might have made them a little uncomfortable. But the respect goes to them. They did a great job, and they've battled. They deserve this win, no doubt in my mind.
Talk about the youth of your team and what you feel like they've been learning, because obviously a totally different team from last year.
Oh, certainly it is, and we've been young all year, and at this stage of the game we've been playing well, and Abby even said before the game, she said, you all have such a balanced team, and then you turn right around. It's being young, you're going to have these phases, but there's no excuse for not hustling and for not getting on the floor with after the loose balls, and it's just not boxing. All the basics, right. But when you get down, everything else sometimes goes down, and we got to have some leaders that are going to help them step up, and fire back and keep their heads up. But last year, we were, right. You lose 6 seniors, right. And then this year we had, they were relying on Nikki, and now Nikki's gone, and so we really don't have a post player.
How do you develop leadership with the young team?
Just keep playing and just keep encouraging. It's just going to take time, and excuse me, this has been a different year. Not really difficult. It's been a different year because, of course, we're not used to losing as many as we have and struggling the way we have. But it's just the patience. But these are great kids. I love these kids dearly. It's just we got to teach them, and little by little.
What else impressed you about Lynchburg, especially Shannon Allan, the freshman? Seemed like she got going.
I said, "Are you kidding me? 6'1", a freshman, shooting threes, posting up, doing the whole thing. She did a great job. Oh, everybody had the confidence tonight. They were stepping up and hitting shots and executing their offense. They did a great job, and they've come up. Abby has, they're young, and new coach and all this, and she's been bringing them little by little. She's bringing them, and you can see it getting there. Really proud of her.
Coach, best of luck, and I know you're going to be back on top pretty soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Abby Pyzik's squad has really kind of picked up the pace and tempo since the calendars hit 2012. 1-7 headed into 2012. Now they sit at 9-15. You do the math. That's 8-7 since the new year, and playing a lot better. Some of these games really could have gone the other way. Haven't really gotten spanked in any of these games, with maybe the exception of 1 or 2 here and there, but they've been in all of them at certain points. I talked to Abby Pyzik after the game about that and more as she reviews the 72-53 win over Roanoke.
I told Shannon, on Valentine's Day I was really in love with her game there late in the first half. It looked like a video game.
Without a doubt, that kid is so special, and she really is just a competitor. I mean, she refuses to lose, and is definitely the type of leader we need on our team right now, because we have such good pieces around her. With our seniors that play a lot, with Roz, with Shay Kelly, with Katie Reeves. She likes to to have the ball in our hands. And then, at halftime she had 4 assists. She had a perfect stat line at halftime. I looked at her and I was like, I can't ask for anything more from her. She's got a double-double at half. And, we're just so lucky to have her here, and she truly loves what we are, and she's just all about the team. She's just a great person, firstly, and then just an unbelievable player.
Talk about leadership, because I think when most people hear the word leaders, they automatically think seniors, but, I don't see any reason freshman, sophomore, junior can't lead too.
I think what we've come a long ways to in the last year, 2 years now since I've been here, is really studying the game of basketball. And, I think it's kind of a lost art, kind of like rebounding is sometimes, or the mid-range game is a little bit. And, we really focus on being very smart and intelligent in what we're doing. And I'm sure that comes a little bit from my background at Davidson and WNL working. But my players and my girls have just taken a really good job, and you can see it a lot in number 22 Shea Kelly, how she really reads the game now and understands, okay, we need to pull it out and we need to take it, or we get an offensive board, we need to do those things. And so little leadership like that combines for the big stuff and makes it easy for Shannon to step up and do great things. It makes it easy for Katie Crump to get her points that she does, how she scraps and gets them, and Kaylee to get hers, and Carly had a phenomenal night shooting, and she's really just started to get out of her groove, and her release looks great, and so I think we're so balanced in that aspect, and I think it shows too. Our defense now, we switch everything because we are so balanced. I trust all of them. They all trust each other. We talk more, and we really do it all together, and that's kind of the core of what we do, which really leads to some great leadership from top to bottom.
And one of my favorites too, Katie Reeves. I thought, she shot the ball well tonight when she wanted to shoot, and what can you say about Katie Reeves?
Without a doubt, Katie, actually, after practice yesterday, I pulled her aside and I was like, I know your 3 hasn't been on lately, but I was feeling it this week, and I thought she came out and she just hits really timely shots when we need it. And when we do, our team relaxes. We're very confident, and she just has that presence about her because they're it's on,
right.
And I think the balance from top to bottom tonight in every category was great, but she leads great, and as a freshman I really feel like she's a senior. I talked to her in that aspect too, and so like you said with the leadership thing, it's really all over.
What did you say to the team before this one? Because we can all read. We knew what the standings said.
We focused on one game at a time. We met on Sunday right after our Guilford loss, and we had to talk a little bit how we played in the second half, and we laid it out on what was on the table. And we talked about what we wanted to do, and a while back we talked about what we wanted this team to be known for, and they said defense. So went to the drawing board, figured it out. We wanted to do a little something different, and I thought it was very evident in this last stretch that our defense has been really, really key for us. And so, when we sat in there, we talked a lot about controlling our destiny, and we knew that this was very important tonight. And then, not only that, but we also have big hopes for, this Friday too, of walking in and doing a little something as well at WNL. So, we're really focused. We really know what we want to do, and we would really like to have that 7th spot as we go into the tournament.
Yeah, I was going to say, it brings me to my last question. You don't really have scoreboard watch as much now, but at the same time, you don't want to, lay an egg going into the tournament at WNL. What do you guys need to do there to at least have a good night, even if it's not a win, but to have a good night?
Exactly. I think, it's always tough on the road for us. The good thing this year is we went and scouted at WNL, so our freshmen have seen that gym. They know what it looks like, and I think it's always, Katie Reeves and Shannon always learn a little bit the first time they do something, so hopefully they at least know what the atmosphere is like. With WNL, it's a hard atmosphere to walk into. We have great fans and great support here, and it's pretty awesome when you walk into our gym. I think it's a pretty dangerous place to play on any given night, and so we mentally have to be very tough as we go forward, and we have to do it together. And we talked about that at halftime a little bit, about, all 18 of us being on the same page. Nothing else matters. We have to focus what's in between the lines tonight and in what we're doing. And so, we're going to come out very, very strong and trying to grab that 7th spot.
Congrats on the W, and best of luck at WNL.
Thank you.
Both teams will conclude play this weekend. Lynchburg travels to WNL on Friday. Meanwhile, Roanoke will host Virginia Wesleyan and Randolph-Macon this weekend. For the Sports Buffet Podcast, Bob Alvis.